We bought a stolen Fiesta ST that tried to outrun a police car. It didn't end well. So a little Fiesta ST, stolen, recovered. Chris is here with me now, first time he's seeing it. Now when we looked at the pictures of this car, we had a discussion.
We did.
That this car had been through a width restriction.
That's exactly what I thought it had
because
been.
of the mirror and the damage on it.
Yeah, exactly.
But when I was picking this car up, someone was there who told me a very different story.
Right.
So stolen with keys.
Yes.
Right, let's have you round here, mate, in front of me.
Yeah.
Stolen with keys, not the width restriction, police Volvo impacted this car there to push it off the road.
Right, yes.
Round to this side. Again, I'll get you to go in front of me. You should kind of gather now what that is, maybe. You'll make out what that is there.
Yeah, rather than a width restriction, it does kind of now. It's the right height, isn't it? That's an Armco, isn't it?
That is exactly what that is, Armco. And it has done the front wing, the door, and the quarter panel. But you know, with a TPAC manoeuvre, it's normally 3 cars. Oh, hello.
Boxed it in.
They've boxed it in and they have pushed this car off the road. I think before we even jump up there, should we unload it? And then I'm going to show you.
Does it run?
It does run.
Oh, well, that's...
I'm going to show you even more damage on it. I think you've previously mentioned this before, but yeah, let's get it unloaded and I'll show you. So like every car we buy, we checked it out using Car Vertical, and you can actually see straight away there, odometer all green, financial and legal all green, and damaged all green as well. Now we do seem to be getting quite a lot of this coming through the auctions now, where cars that are actually stolen recovered do come up as unrecorded, and they will stay, and that's because the insurance company want to get as much money back for their cars as they possibly can. And 9 times out of 10 you'll see with like the Range Rovers and other vehicles, there is not actually any damage on them. Now I don't know if the insurance see the damage on this one. It was just panel damage, but of course they have left this one as unrecorded. Going straight onto the timeline on this one, just to find out a little bit more information about it. So registered United Kingdom, and then straight away when it was new, it's had a private plate put on it there. That's no longer obviously on the car. Ownership change. More inspections was on sale on the 2nd 22, and then an ownership change 03 22. More inspections. Another ownership change there on the 8th 2023. So all of that looks absolutely fine, just as we would expect on an unrecorded car. Here is an example of a report with some hidden history. This one's currently listed as a Category S insurance loss, but when you actually click on it and scroll a little bit further down, you can see there that it was clearly written off twice, once in 2021 and once in 2024, and it's Category S both times. I want to thank Car Vertical for the continued support on the channel. To benefit from a nice little discount off your check, use the code up on screen now from any browser, or hit that link in the description where it will automatically apply your discount. Now me and Chris was unwrapping the car. We had it round the other way. We thought it was going to take 2 minutes, but we should have time-lapsed it. It actually took nearly an hour. And Chris was done this side, and then he walked round and said, "Do you want some help?" I said, "Well, how have you done that quick?" He said, "Well, I've been working in the sunshine and it all peeled straight off." But
it does help, doesn't it?
Round the other side was, it was this side, I've turned it round now, was a nightmare. But this is the aftermath of after the police have pulled over on it. Chris, you know what this is called, don't you? What's this called?
This is an over-enthusiastic strike with a baton.
Over-enthusiastic police officer.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? That's what, you see it on the telly, don't you?
Yeah. That's exactly what they are, to scare people, isn't
it?
Yeah. And it's not just that. Literally, the only windows that are not broke on this car, to be quicker to say, is the 2 quarter lights. Yeah,
but very interesting here, and this all kind of ties into what you were saying earlier.
Essex police, stolen, false reg, NU15 TPZ.
So driving it round on false plates.
Someone else's plates.
Someone else's plates.
We'll reg check that later, see what colour it was, see if it was the same car. It probably was. And I mean, whoever's plates they've copied has ended up with a right load of hassle probably off the back of this.
What happens, I think, is they nick a number plate, don't they? Copy a number plate, run round in it, but then inevitably get a speeding, and then someone, innocent person, gets like a speeding ticket through the post and goes, hold on, I weren't anywhere near that.
Yeah.
And then it gets put into the hands of the police, and there's, I guess, 2 cars riding around on the wrong on the same plate.
Yeah.
And then
one of them
they've
correct,
caught up,
one of them not.
well, they've caught up with this one, haven't they?
Definitely. So you can see they've done the driver's window and the driver's side rear quarter window, the rear screen. I think this is a big thing to scare people, isn't it? And then of course you've got those 2 windows done there as well. So overall, quite bad on the old glass front. It is.
Yeah, I think we're going to need wheel refurb as well, Rob, aren't we?
Yeah.
The other one, I think they're all slightly chinned, aren't
I'll
they?
tell you what, Chris, since I've done the intro, we haven't actually run this. Do you want to just fire it up just quickly? You can sit on that paperwork, that's just, or just move it out of the way. It's only another key for another car.
They were short, whoever they were.
That was me, mate.
Oh no.
You're out of order, aren't you? I'm not going to moan because I've done quite a funny Instagram post with a sunflower. I think you enjoyed that. Key's there, so.
Right. Right, or shall I just drive it up to the...
It sounds lovely, look.
It does. Book
I've
pack.
been through that. That's full history in there.
Oh, it's good,
75,000, it's just on 80.
Yeah.
Mate, I reckon instead of driving it up and down, just drive it straight in.
It does sound well, doesn't it?
It does.
Yeah.
I think drive it in.
Get the old vacuum.
Get the vacuum on it.
We get them both out, shall we?
Yeah, not only that, I think probably a good idea to mention at this point, when I spotted this car for sale,
Yep.
we made a call to Gary, and he's got one of these down there in colour.
At Reclamet.
And that is
Yes.
why we pulled the
Yes.
trigger
Yes.
and bought this car. So
Yeah.
what do you want to do? Shall I head down there first, or?
Yeah, we've got to open the workshop door, haven't we?
Yeah, you got a few things to do anyway. Shall I head down to Reclamet and get the bits? We know what it needs.
Yeah.
And then we'll pick up later,
Yeah,
because I know
yeah.
you're moving containers and
Yeah,
that
yeah,
around, aren't
perfect.
you?
Yeah.
Yeah?
All right, mate.
Right, I'll head down there then, and then when I get back, you just all you got to do is pop this in the workshop and we get cracking.
We jump on it.
Yeah, let's do it. Already, obviously I rung ahead and they got this car down off of the stack, and Kaya, the stripper guy here, has got off everything for us. So even though we only need a back window, Gary said, Rob, you might as well just unbolt it. This one's not been cut. Bolt it on, just bring us your tailgate back. Back bumper, of course, R1 needed a bit of paint. We've got one there. Why paint it when you don't need to? Both front wings in colour, and their door, unfortunately, where this car's been up on a stack, little tiny bit of an accident there. It has just been tapped with a forklift, but we need a bit of paint work on the quarter panel anyway, don't we? So, of course, it's going to be blended right down this side. The window is inside that door, and also we got the driver's drop glass. We got a wing mirror for it, and we got the little door lock cover. So the only other things to do is get down here later in the week with Liam, get that windscreen cut out and get those 2 quarter light windows cut out. Hopefully I can get him down here later today or tomorrow, but I won't even need to be here, and hopefully I'll just check this screen before we go. It does look like it's okay, but we get the guys to just double check it here that there's no stone chips in it. Because even if there is, say, a little stone chip here or even a little stone chip up here, Liam quite often says if you cut it out, it's got a lot higher percentage rate of it actually cracking if you've got a chip in the windscreen. And also just make sure it's the same one. So you can see that one's got the light sensor on it, or the rain sensor over there. I need to check whether our one's got that. If not, I don't even know how much a new one's going to be. It may be just as viable to have a new one put in, because it might work out the same money to get Liam to cut that out and cut it in. As usual, huge thank you to Reclamet, and of course if you need anything off of any of these cars that they have got all stacked up ready to strip the part off you need, and of course their huge eBay shop, there's a link in the description down below. Let's get this lot loaded up and head back to the yard. It doesn't matter what we bring through the workshop door, it was always exciting to have a new project, and it's been quite a while since we had one of these little nippy Fiesta STs. They've always been good news, and they've always done really good for us on the channel. Everyone seems to enjoy them. This one is a little bit different, with every single window beaten out of it, and it is pretty much flat out with 2 vacuums. Chris already made a good start while I was actually gone there grabbing all the bits, but he's cleaned up all of the driver's side and all in the back as well. but as fast as you shut the door or lean the seat forward, it just falls back in. And we was halfway through vacuum. I say halfway through, I think his vacuum is probably nearly full, and mine is actually full up now, to the point where it's actually quite heavy to lift up. I need to go and empty that out. And then as soon as we stopped, Chris said, actually, let's try and get Liam here to cut these windows out. And I said, you know what? I can cut these ones out just by pulling that rubber. I've already pulled it off, it's in the bin now. So you can grab hold of that rubber on a corner and just, let's show you here, and actually just start pulling it and they come off. And then I made a start. I've got the Stanley knife there, but it's actually broken. And I've made a start and just cut a little piece there. So what I'll do is run around the whole outside, and then we're not going to keep basically vacuuming it out, and then it's all just going to keep falling back in again. So Chris has just popped to get a new Stanley blade. As soon as he gets back, we'll continue on cleaning it up, but I am going to try to get all of these out. And actually it's a nice prepped area ready for when Liam gets here. He can actually just crack on, clean that up and glue the window straight in. So let's just continue on, but I'm going to show you just quickly first. So Chris moved everything out of the boot of the car. So the parcel shelf, the boot mat, he found the original number plates for it. You can see how much glass has fallen on the floor. Also, I didn't mention that either. It's got a stainless steel, is that Miltech? I don't know actually, we'll have to check that. Look how much glass is in the boot. It is full, and it's all shot down underneath that back seat as well. So we're gonna need to lift that back seat up. But again, is it worth doing all of that? Why? This window's rear, because every time you cut a little bit of it or knock it, look, you're just flicking off even more glass. Let's get those cut out, and maybe we'll even attempt to cut out that front windscreen, because worst way, it can just go in the workshop tonight, can't it? Right, let's carry on. So onto those windows. Quite quickly, I realised you're going to need a pair of glasses for this one, Rob. So I went in and got the PPE on, nice pair of gloves as well. And once you pull that around, you see me with the vacuum still getting all the little loose bits of glass off, because you don't want to end up actually them shards of glass running down the paint and scratching it. So it is a case of keep blowing it away as I'm cutting away at it. But that's the passenger side all done. Onto the driver's side, get that all done, and then move on to all of that glass in the boot of that car. I've already had to empty the vacuum twice. There is that much glass in there. I'm sure you've all seen some glass been vacuumed out before, but that is all of that window, all now cut out and removed, so no more glass can fall in. You can see I've given it a proper vacuum out on there, and already still little bits do keep falling out. So I did just say to Chris, we've still got to turn the heating on full blast. That's probably going to throw a bit out, and all the fronts vacuumed in there. All in the back, again, all vacuumed out. I've pulled the back seat up and done all underneath the back seat, and cleaned off all the backs of these seats and under the headrests, and cut out that back window as well, while Chris was concentrating on trying to get all the glass out the inside of this door. And he's had to you've had to remove that, or you just removed it?
Yeah, I took that out because glass had gone under it, and I've blown it out 2 or 3 times, hoovered it, blown it out. I think we got it all.
There is some tiny little breather holes down underneath here.
The worst bit, I think, was that crash bar, Rob.
Right, yeah, where it all gets caught in the top.
So I had to go along that with a little pick, and but yeah, I think we're there.
And the rubber was all full as well.
Yeah, popped that out, cleaned that out.
The fastest way to break a new window
correct.
is leave a bit of glass in the old rubber, because it will bang it, won't it?
Yeah.
Right, I guess let's get that window fitted. Well, get that back together,
and
then it just dives in, doesn't it?
That's it.
I'm not going to attempt to cut out that front windscreen. We are just going to wait for Liam. He's going to pop in and do it on his way home from work. So let's continue on and get this car sort of watertight. Well, at least one side of it anyway. So guess what? It is fit the driver's door glass, but also vacuum out all of the broken glass out the bottom of the door. I'm just doing the boot carpet, the boot mat there, and moving on to the tailgate. And Chris is just continuing on inside. Got the van in, and got the new panels, and made light work of removing that original tailgate and straight on with the new one now. 215mm bolts hold it on, and the wiring. So although I'm going to say it, this car did not look like a lot of work. The pair of us have been on this most of the day, and most of it has been vacuuming up glass. It just gets everywhere. But while Chris was continuing there, Liam popped in, cut out the windscreen. We didn't want to obviously time lapse too much more of it. That's gone. We fired up the fans inside, full blast aircon, and nothing has actually come out of any of the vents. So we have got our fingers crossed there that no glass got inside. Chris fitted that new driver's side window, and we have got the glue residue to still remove. But just moving aside, I have removed the glue from the quarter panel, and I think you'd agree it looks fantastic. And also, the spoiler and the boot lid seems to match perfect. We've yet to do the back bumper. The new one is over there, but also I've noticed today that that does not have parking sensors on it. Our car does, but it does have the little inserts cut out in the back for us to do. Please, no one put in the comments, oh, it's slightly out, it needs, we haven't gapped it up. It is on there, it's bolted on, and I can see it is slightly high this side. But already, looking at that corner of the car, it looks so much better compared to what it did. And then this side, obviously, we have yet to do the work. But again, we've got the wing for it, we've got the door for it, and in the morning, we'll just continue on with that. I'm just going to quickly mention, let's show you the inside. I'm just going to quickly mention that little Fiat 500 in the background, because a lot of people do keep saying in the videos, why is that car still here? And the answer to that question is, it's actually got an oil leak, and we believe that we've got to take the gearbox out. It's quite a common fault on them. You could argue that car's still under warranty, but would they take it back? It is a category N, I don't know. But there is a common fault where there's a little bung on the engine, but you've got to take the gearbox out to get to it. And it is dropping quite a lot of oil on the floor. So we will not be selling that car until that problem's rectified. Let's pull the little Fiesta in and continue on. Into the workshop, and straight off with that door. One check strap, 2 13s at the top, 2 13s at the bottom. We'll remove the door first and then remove that front wing. Chris is going to concentrate on the passenger side, and do you know what? I'll move straight onto the driver's side, and we'll both get those front wings completed like at the same time basically. That's both front wings removed, and I think we're ready to get the new ones actually fitted on there, and then we can move on to that driver's side door. Well, there we go. That's the door and the front wing removed, and Chris has found a little bit more damage. That wheel arch liner is actually broke as well, so going to need to pop all the way back down there and get one of them. Mind you, probably find one of those round-up marks that
might do, yeah.
Can auto salvage. So that's that front wing removed, no damage behind there at all, and of course the door removed, we got no damage behind there at all. Round to the driver's side, of course already fitted that window and removed that damaged wing there as well. It's a shame really, it just caught the edge of that front bumper.
Yeah, it is what it is though, Rob, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's got to go for paint, hasn't it?
It has, hasn't it? But so far so good. We can also get that done.
Yeah.
One thing I don't know about, and that is souping up cars. It's been a long time since I was 18 and revving my car up in McDonald's, but this car seems to have quite a lot on it. It's got this Samco hose, ITG, and then it's got quite a nice panel filter behind there.
Yeah.
Don't know what make that is.
Right.
I should assume it's probably this ITG.
Yeah.
And then the exhaust pipe has also got that M on them, the same as the, is that Mound Tune? It is Mound Tune, isn't it? That's what I'm thinking, because that's what the orange one was.
It was, yeah.
Mound Tune, and it had that M on it.
Yeah.
And our original tailgate, do you remember what I said when it arrived?
Yeah.
There's a little badge missing off the bottom, Mound Tune.
Yeah.
Someone had pulled it off, so that's probably what these are then, aren't they? Mound Tune. Anyway, what we're going to do, we're going to get this door fitted, because it's easier with the wing off.
Yeah, we can hang it on the catch.
Latch it
on the catch, and we can just bolt it back through there. No adjustment on those, because they have a little shouldered bolt.
Yep.
So once you tighten them in, they pull them into the, so you can put the door on, or I can put the bolts in.
All right, mate.
Easy peasy.
Yeah, let's carry on then. on with that new driver's side door. The wings are all fitted. We're going to get those headlights in there. And hopefully, I think we are pretty much there with it. I do want to get that black, you can see it there, it just come unclipped. Everything was unclipped. And I really do believe that that was caused by actually lifting this one up with a forklift at Copart. It just popped it all out, but I popped it all back in, and I think you'd agree, it looks much better. So much done in this one little video. I honestly believe we got so much done in this video. That's the new front wing all fitted. It is only going to need like a little corner of that bumper is going to want blowing in. I think the paint match is brilliant. Someone's going to say it don't look right, but when you get it outside, don't forget, this is filthy, that's filthy. It all needs a good wipe over. It's going to be absolutely fine. So as far as I'm concerned, this side of the car is fine. It needs that window put on it. Unfortunately, we haven't had the time to fit that rear bumper, but there's plenty of time for that in the next video. The boot lid's on there with the proper original number plates that was meant to be with this car. Chris found them in the boot. And then this side, let's just move this way a little bit. How much better does that look? Now initially, you couldn't repair that door. It is too far gone. It's rippled and got dents all over it. We've kept it there because we're going to need to get the handle painted, because of course it has got that little lock and unlock button on there, global closing, whatever you like to call it. So the whole wiring loom out of that door's got to come out, saves that handle. So we'll be having the side of this car painted anyway, because of course there is some repairs to do on this quarter panel. That is nowhere near as bad as it looks. It's because it's got that paint all over it, the fact that it actually looks worse. But you can see you've got a bit of a dent here, you've got a gouge there, and then you've got a bit of a dent there. Once that is all thinned off and cleaned up, it's going to look so much better. But put the window up this side as well. Not lots and lots more to do on this car, and I think it's pretty much going to be ready for the paint shop. Like I say, I think we got a lot done in this video. Let's just pop that in that holder. That is going to be the end of today's video, and the first video on the little Fiesta ST. Hopefully in the next video, like I say, we can crack on, get the bumper fitted, get the glass in it, and then at least it can go outside. So I think we'll probably be staying on this one and getting it done, because obviously we can't put it outside. Guys, if you did enjoy this video, we'd appreciate a thumbs up. A comment always helps down below, and of course I'm in that comment section. Once the video goes out and you're watching it, I'm in there reading them and replying to you. Like, subscribe, share on all your social networking sites, and if you've got a car for sale, you can send us the details, sales, SIUK @gmail.com. We'll see you all very, very soon in the next one.